All right, so here is a continuation of the unit circle concept. So now what we have is, let's say when you have a unit circle and um, you are basically asked to calculate the angles that are linked with some other angle. Now, for example, if I have been given sine theta for an angle is 1/4, where theta is somewhere between 0 to pi by 2 or 0 to 90. So that means that this is in first quadrant is your angle in. Now, when you're finding out, let's say uh, the angle position, this is where somewhere it'll be. So this is theta. Now, but without calculator, I have no idea what this value is. So yeah. So now if I don't know the angle without using calculator, it is very difficult to find out what it is exactly. So now if I have to find out, let's say, what's the value of, let's say, cos theta now, or let's say cos of 180 minus theta. Now, since I don't know this exact angle, or like, the exact value for this, so it is very difficult to do the calculation. So in such cases, what we do is we use the similar logic that we used in previous fragment. Now, if I simply consider an angle, now if I say, okay, let's say this is sine of 40 degrees. Now, if I do sine of 180 minus 40, okay, so let's say sine of 180 minus 40 degrees. So which is sine of 140 basically. So if I look at this as, let's say, 40 degree, and if I mark it's 140 here somewhere, 140 here, my base angle is still the 40 degrees. This is the 40-degree base angle still. So whether if your angle is like supplementary here, the sine of that angle actually remains the same here in this case if you look at. So logically speaking, now I proceed in this particular way. Okay, so now what we have is, if I have an angle theta, okay, now if you're adding or subtracting this angle to 180 multiples, like 180 plus theta minus theta, or let's say 360 plus theta minus theta, or 540 plus theta or minus theta, or for that matter when it is zero, like if you add to plus minus theta, I mean, it's just like you take negative of that. So if you find out any trig ratio of this angle, it is going to be, let's say if I'm finding sine of this, it is going to be same as the sine ratio of the original angle. Okay, but you got to be very careful about the sine and the quadrant in which this original angle is in. So if I have, let's say I'm doing tan of this angle, blindly you can say it is going to be tan of the same original angle. Or this is, let's say, cos of I'm taking. So cos will be straight away same as cos theta. And cos or sine of any angle, like cos, this is tan, I mean, I'm tan of my plus minus theta. All of these are going to be tan plus minus tan plus theta or whatever. But not here, I have not considered the sine yet. Now let us talk about one by one. So let's say if my angle is theta here, here my angle is theta basically. uh, so let's say this is theta angle, and now I want to find out sine of 180 plus theta, or cos of 180 minus theta, or tan of 180 plus theta, or cos of 360 minus theta, and so on. So when you find out the angles, the ratios of these angles, like which are multiples of 180, you can see 180, 360, these are the multiples of 180. So sine of 180 plus theta is sine theta. Blindly you can say cos of 180 minus theta is cos theta. This is same as tan theta, and this is cos theta. Now, what I got to do is, before I do these numerical calculations, I am going to do the let's say this is theta. If this is 1, this is 4, and this is root 15. So cos theta is actually root 15 over 4, and tan theta is 1 over root 15. Now let's do this first one. Sine 180 plus theta. If my angle is in first quadrant, if I do 180 plus theta, the angle moves to second quadrant. Now in second quadrant, the sign is positive. So that's why it will be same as positive sine theta, and hence the answer is 1/4. Now, but when I look at 180 minus theta, it is now quadrant number 2. Now in this second quadrant, cos is negative. So that's why if I'm using the principal angle, it will be negative cos theta, which is negative root 15/4. Now tan of 180 plus theta, now it goes to quadrant number 3, which is here. So 180 plus theta is now in quadrant 3 where tan is positive. So that's why it is same as tan theta, which is 1/root 15. Now if I've got cos 360 minus theta, cos 360, if I have theta, let's say 40 degree in my mind, 360 minus 40 is 320, which is in quadrant number 4. So in quadrant number 4, the angle, the base angle is still the same. So which is why it is going to be cos theta. But will it be positive or negative? In fourth quadrant, cos is positive. So that's why it is positive cos theta. And hence the answer is 1/root 15. Now let's take let's take one more example. So let's say if I have got cos theta is 3 by let's say 4 for any angle that is in quadrant number 1, which is 0 to let's say pi/2. And I wanted to find out the values of, let's say, sine of let's say minus theta, or cos of 180 minus theta, tan of 360 minus theta, and sine of 180 plus theta, cos of 360 minus theta, and so on. So whenever you're doing these multiples of 180 or negative of the angle, blindly you can say it is same as sine theta, this will be same as cos theta, this will be same as tan theta, this is same as sine theta, this is same as cos theta of the base angle. Now, there are signs I'm going to talk in a bit. So let's say if it is here, if this is the theta angle here, and this is 3, adjacent is 3, and hypotenuse is 4. So this is by Pythagoras, this is 60√16 minus 9, so which is 7. So root 7 is this thing. So now sine, if angle is theta here in first quadrant, minus theta will be in fourth quadrant. So in the fourth quadrant, sine is negative. If you see, this is negative. So here it is. That's why it's going to be negative sine theta. So it is negative root 7/3, 7/4. Now cos of 180 minus theta. Now when you look at the angle is in quadrant number 1, and if you do 180 minus theta for that angle, it moves to quadrant number 2. So suppose this is 40. This is 180 minus theta, which is 180 minus 40, which is second quadrant. And in second quadrant, my cos is negative. So that's why cos of an angle in second quadrant will be negative cos theta, which is originally negative 3/4. Now tan of 360 minus theta. Where is 360 minus theta? It's in fourth quadrant. So 360 minus theta is in fourth quadrant. So that is why here it is negative tan theta. There'll be negative of root 7/3. Now sine 180 plus theta is basically it moves to the quadrant number 4, quadrant number 3. So if I look at this is 180 here and 180 plus theta, this is the quadrant number 3. So here blindly you can say sine theta, but it'll be negative because in quadrant number 3. So it's negative root 7/4. Now, if you find out the cos 360 minus theta, blindly you say cos theta, but it is in quadrant number 4 now, so it will be 3/4 itself. So that's how you do the measurements or sine or cosine ratio for any angle that is basically not in the first or second quadrant itself.